So I was thinking you and I should sit and talk together. Not on shift. Sometime when we won't be interrupted by calls all day.
Oh, you mean over coffee or something?
Sure, that could work.
Ooh, that's a clip from Shondaland's thrilling firefighting ABC hit drama, Station 19. Boris Kodjoe plays Captain Sullivan. He joins us now. Boris, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You liked that little sexy music
cool.
and everything?
I loved how they put that sexy music behind the outfit.
I mean, it's a
You gotta make your voice deep
clip.
when you say it.
That's right.
Now, you had always wanted to be on a Shondaland show, so here you are. You get on this show as a series regular. What's that moment when you hit set and when you're nervous? How do they welcome you?
Well, I wanted to be in the Shonda family for a long time. I've been a huge fan of hers. I think she's changed TV fundamentally. The way she's, been inclusive and introduced the diversity to what we're watching every day. It sort of made it more like the world really looks like. So I've been a fan, and when I stepped on the set, it was instant family. I mean, everybody is very, very cool. They're really lovely people, and it's just a privilege and a blessing when you work with people who you actually like. So her and Stacey McKee, who created the show, they've done a great job.
That's awesome. Now, Captain Sullivan is a stickler for the rules. Are you the same in real life?
I gotta admit, I am a stickler for rules.
Really?
Yeah, I'm very German. What's that?
I want to know all of the above. Is there any rule that you would never break?
Wow. There's a lot of rules I would never break. I'm just, I'm half German, half Ghanaian. There's not two more disciplined cultures in the world. I mean, my he was so African, and my mother's so German. So they were disciplinarians, both of them. And we had very strict structures in our household. You had to do your chores, you had to take care of your homework, you had to make sure that you're on point, and also your manners. Very important. The way you eat. Don't put your hand behind under the table. So I raised my kids that way, and I think kids need structure. So I am the bad cop. Definitely. And yeah, there's rules, absolutely.
I totally get it. My family's from Haiti.
There you go.
I feel like have I done anything wrong so far? Did I break any rules?
No, it is the same thing. If you sit at the
I'll let you know.
Okay, please let me know. I don't want to break any rules or like proper etiquette or anything doing an interview. So we're gonna ask for all the shippers out there. Everyone loves a good love story. What's going on with Captain Sullivan and Andy? Any romance? Could this happen? Would you like it to go that direction?
They had this traumatic experience that they shared when their aid car tumbled into the ravine. And they were near death. So that sort of connected them in a way, right? And ever since then, they've been sort of exploring their friendship further. And now we get into the point where the entire world wants to know what's gonna go down, what's gonna happen. And as you can tell by the music in the background, they're dropping hints. So without saying too much, I think their friendship is gonna develop further, and see what else the fire will bring.
That's the Fam Chicka Wow.
It's happening. It's going down.
So earlier this season, also, we learned about Captain Sullivan's tragic past, about how he lost his wife, and that's basically the reason why he's so closed off. So he also wants a baby. We know this too.
He wants a baby?
He does.
Who
Is that a close
really?
source that we know that you don't?
You telling me something that I don't know.
He wants a baby.
He does want a baby? That's okay. Okay. All right. He wants a baby.
Okay, he wants a baby.
Yes.
You guys heard it here first. Now, looking ahead in the show, what are your hopes for him?
A baby?
A baby? A girl or a boy?
Both. A girl and a boy, yeah. No, I think this show is so much fun, and we're fighting fires every single episode. But there's a lot of personal stuff that's going on at the same time, so the stakes are high. We're doing a bunch of crossover episodes with Grey's Anatomy, which is always exciting to go on that set.
Yeah, I was gonna say, talk to me about the crossover episode. I know there's one coming up. Someone from the
May
Station
2nd.
19 crew is gonna end up in the hospital. So how does this affect your character?
There was a huge fire at a coffee factory, and one of us went down, and now he or she's fighting for their life at Grey's Memorial. So that's how the crossover episode starts. So you got to stay tuned to see what happens. But it's a lot of drama. The stakes are really, really high, and one person may or may not pass on.
Wow.
But I don't know. Like I didn't know about the baby.
Yeah.
So you never know.
I mean, that's got to be really cool doing the crossover episodes, right?
It's a lot of fun. I mean, I've been a fan of Grey's Anatomy for, 30 years now? So, and Debbie Allen, who runs the show, is a really, really close friend of ours. She's like my second mom. So I love being on that set.
We were talking earlier, and we were like, we got to give you a Mick nickname. I was like, I think we should dub you McFoyne. Like fine, but with an O-I, McFoyne.
O-I, McFoyne. I love that.
You haven't been thinking about
You
that.
heard it here. McFoyne. Okay,
Yes,
okay.
it has a ring to it, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have it embroidered
Little
on my suit.
Right on the inside.
Especially tailored for McFoyne.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the Full Circle Festival that you founded. It's a trip back to Ghana to honor your ancestry, and you invited big stars like Michael B. Jordan, Idris Elba, Naomi Campbell, just to name a few. What was the defining moment for you that you decided that this is something you needed to do?
You know, actually, it was a trip that we took. My father's from Ghana, so we went there as kids a lot. So I took my family along with Bozoma St. John's family, who was, you know, a marketing guru, who's from Ghana as well. So we went together, and the president actually asked us to host a homecoming event commemorating the year of return, which is 2019. Celebrating 400 years since the beginning of slave trade. So the whole point of this was to bring back a bunch of members of the diaspora to retrace the steps of our ancestors and reconnect with our emotional heritage. So we set out to change the narrative about not just Ghana, but the continent as a whole, because you know, traditionally in the past decades, Africa has been sort of painted as a place of war and famine and mass exodus. And that's not the whole story. Africa is absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. There's thousands of different cultures, different languages. The food is amazing. The people are incredible. There's so many sites and historic sites. So we wanted to tell that story. And what better way than to invite a bunch of friends to go and experience it firsthand. But then what happened was, not only did we change the narrative about Africa, people who went automatically went through this transformative experience, and now they have a different way of thinking about themselves. So they changed the narrative about themselves.
Did you imagine that it would be as big as it was? Like when you thought
No,
this was...
I had no idea that it was going to be this big, but it just sort of, it encouraged us to open it up to everybody and get as many people over there as possible, because it's such a fundamentally needed trip to undertake for members of the diaspora to find out who are our ancestors, what's the history of our culture, where did we come from. People here say, well, I'm from South Carolina. That's really not the case, right? It started way before that, and we're not descendants of slaves, we're descendants of enslaved Africans, which is a huge difference.
I love that
right?
clarification.
So we are, yes, we are descendants of survivors. And that should infuse you with a bunch of pride and a light around you and confidence that I think is necessary for people to experience.
I think
getting
that's
goosebumps.
I think that's amazing. Obviously, your culture is very important to you. What traditions and parts of your culture do you want to instill most in your children?
Well, my children are my legacy, so I'm very committed and passionate about teaching them about their forefathers, their ancestry, whether it's the German side or the Ghanaian side. I think it's important for people to know where they came from in order to know where they're going. And instead of engaging too much with social media, I always keep telling my kids, I said, look, you're not going to be on social media interacting with people you don't know until you know how to interact with people you care about. I think that's very important nowadays for our kids who are so lost in all these weird influences and distractions from social media and the internet as a whole. I think we need to spend time being present in our kids' lives and teaching them about, you know, where they came from, and that's what I'm trying to do.
That's so important. And staying on the family theme, you've been married to the beautiful Nicole Ari Parker for 14 years.
Hey!
You guys are couple goals.
Look at that.
Saying couple goals.
Come on.
Obviously, you guys are having fun, but
Yeah.
marriage takes a lot of work. What's your #1 tip to a long-lasting marriage? Also, she's getting married soon. So.
Whoa, when are you getting married?
In June.
In June,
So
where?
Any advice? In Connecticut.
In Connecticut?
Yeah, that's where-
okay. Summer wedding, that's nice. Okay, advice. This is a book, really. There's a lot that goes into it. I think what's very important is that you look at a relationship, a committed relationship or a marriage, like you would look at anything else that you want to be successful in. It takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of effort and commitment, discipline. I think in marriage, you have to water the flower every day, right? You have to find out what your fiance likes, and you have to cater to that. Just like he learns your dance steps and figures out what you like. And we have to spend time around that. We have to understand that love is an action word. It's not necessarily an emotion, right? When I tell you I love you, there's nothing you get from that unless I show you what that means. So we have to take action. We have to take initiative in loving each other. And we also can't run for the hills at the first sight of adversity or challenges. Like my wife and I, we go through the fire together, right? And we're not scared to face each other's demons and to see each other's dark sides. We embrace it, we grow through it, we do it together, and I think that's another very important aspect of staying together. That you're not afraid to. I think you should give each other space to make mistakes.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
That's such great advice. All of that. Andrea and I are just like,
Yeah.
That's so good. Now, well, I need you
No,
to.
but there's also very specific. I mean, for women especially, a lot of women make a huge mistake when they fall in love with the potential. To see a man and to see what the man could become or what he could be like, and then they fall in love with that rather than the man that stands in front of them, and that
100%.
causes a lot of trouble.
All right, it's great advice. Now, before you go, we're gonna put you in the hot seat. Can't let you go without doing that. Are you ready for this?
Sure.
All right, so you're gonna spin the wheel. If you land on hot, you're gonna get a super easy softball question. If you land on hottest, things are gonna get steamy.
Okay.
Are you ready? So spin the wheel. That's a pretty good spin there. What have we got? Hot. Easy question.
Easy breezy.
All right. If you could come back as any animal, what would it be?
Any animal. I would come back as a dolphin.
Okay.
Okay.
Seems
Nice
to me
life.
that's the happiest, most joyous animal.
And they're smart. They're
All right.
Very smart.
All right, we're gonna keep this going. Spin again. What do we got? Another hot one.
Easy
All
breezy.
right.
Okay.
What is your favorite activity to do with your kids?
We just recently built a stage for my wife. We went to Home Depot and we bought a bunch of wood and nails and screws and glue and paint. My wife misses New York terribly. She's done Broadway and she misses the whole community, and we're out in LA. So we built her a stage so she can be on stage.
Nice.
So cute.
Yeah.
We like
All
doing
right.
stuff like
It's
that.
time for
Okay,
one more.
I
hope
feel
you
like
get
it's gonna land
hottest.
the hottest.
Even if you don't get hottest,
gonna
it's
put
gonna
it
land
Doesn't
the
matter. Just
hottest.
ask me the tough one. There you go.
Hottest. Okay. Do you dress up as a firefighter for your wife?
When you're married with 2 kids, the whole sexy time thing sometimes gets pushed back because of schedules and kids running around the house. And so yes, whatever I have to do to get my sexy time in, whether it's dressing up or trying new stuff or working out,
All right. Well,
Working
we're very
it out.
happy with that answer.
whatever you do, a lot of baby oil and
A lot of baby
imagination.
oil.
I'm gonna let you go on and on, but we gotta go. All right, thank you so much for being
Thank
here,
you.
Boris.
Thank
You guys can catch Station 19 Thursdays at 9, 8 Central on ABC.